Picture this for a second. You walk outside, look at your car sitting in the driveway, and at first it feels normal. Maybe you even feel proud of it. It represents freedom, independence, adulthood, whatever. It's shiny. It looks good. You might have worked hard to afford it. But here's the twist that almost nobody ever talks about. That same car, yeah, the one you probably like, might be the number one thing draining your wallet and holding you back financially without you even noticing. Not because you're irresponsible, not because you made some huge mistake, but because car ownership in America is set up in a way where you lose money quietly, slowly, and constantly. It doesn't feel like a big deal day by day. It doesn't feel dramatic like credit card debt or medical bills, but underneath the hood, literally, your car is eating your money in 1,000 little ways. And the crazy part is that most people don't even realize how much it adds up until years later. By the way, I'm Financial Frank. I try to explain financial concepts in a simple way so regular people can understand what's actually going on with their money. If you've ever wondered why you work hard but still feel broke or stuck, this video will probably hit you harder than you expect. My goal is to help you make better decisions so you don't end up trapped in financial situations that could have been avoided. And trust me, once you see the real cost of car ownership, it honestly changes how you view cars forever. Here's something insane to start with. Americans owe more than $1.6 trillion in car loans right now. Trillion, not billion. Think about that. If car debt were its own country, it would literally be one of the richest countries on the planet. And it's growing every single year. People think student loans are bad, and they are, but car loans are silently sneaking up right behind them. But that's not even the wildest part. The average new car payment is now around $745 a month. That's basically rent in some places. Even used cars cost over $500 a month. And loan terms keep getting longer and longer. A lot of people are signing up for 72-month loans. That's 6 years. 6 years of nonstop payments for something that loses value literally the moment you start driving it. And here's the thing most people don't get. The car payment itself is not the main problem, it's just the flashy part. The part you notice on your bank statement. The real problem is everything hiding underneath the payment: insurance, gas, repairs, tires, random maintenance, interest, registration fees. Little stuff that doesn't seem like much, but adds up like crazy. When you stack all of that together, the average cost of owning a normal new car is over $12,000 a year. $12,000 a year. And none of that money builds wealth for you. It doesn't turn into equity like a house. It doesn't grow like an investment. It doesn't produce income. It just disappears. Poof, gone. Think about that for a second. You could invest $12,000 a year into the stock market and potentially retire early. You could build a business. You could travel. But instead, for most people, that money goes straight into the black hole of car ownership. And the most painful part of all of this? Depreciation. This is the silent killer that most people don't understand until it's too late. When you buy a brand new car, it loses about 20% of its value. The second you drive it off the dealership lot, literally, the moment you hit the gas pedal, thousands of dollars vanish. If you buy a $40,000 car, you basically burn around $8,000 instantly. You don't even get to enjoy the car for a month before its value tanks. And it doesn't stop there. After 5 years, most new cars lose 50 to 60% of their value. That means if you buy a $50,000 car today, in 5 years it might be worth around 20,000 or less. Depending on the brand, luxury cars are even worse. Some drop 50 to $90,000 in just a few years. Think about how crazy that is. People out here working full-time jobs to make $60,000 a year, while their luxury car loses that much in value without even asking for permission. Imagine taking a stack of money the size of your yearly salary, lighting it on fire, and then being told, don't worry, you get leather seats and a sunroof. That's basically what luxury car depreciation looks like. But depreciation isn't even the most expensive part. The real hidden killer is opportunity cost. This is the part almost nobody thinks about, but it's the part that destroys people financially. Let's say someone buys a $70,000 SUV because it looks cool and feels successful. Meanwhile, they could have bought a $15,000 used Toyota or Honda that still works perfectly fine. The difference between those two cars is huge. That's $55,000. Now imagine you invested that $55,000 instead of tying it up in a car. Even at a simple 6% return, that money grows massively over time. Over 30 years, that money could turn into hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even a half million, depending on how consistently you invest. And the person with the expensive SUV, they get nothing. Just an older car and maybe some nice memories. This is how people accidentally block themselves from ever building wealth. They lock their money inside things that go down in value instead of things that grow. It's not that cars are evil, it's just that buying more car than you need is one of the biggest financial traps most people fall into. So why does everyone fall for it? Why do people keep buying cars they can't afford? Honestly, it's because the entire car industry is designed to make you feel like you need something better newer, and more expensive. Think about car commercials. They don't show the true cost of ownership. They don't talk about depreciation. They don't talk about interest rates. They show beautiful scenery, cool music, families laughing, and confident people driving through mountains like they're in a movie. They sell the vibe, not the car. Car companies don't want you to think logically. They want you to think emotionally. And it works. A lot. People buy cars because it makes them feel successful or mature or independent or cool, not because the math makes sense. Dealerships also know how to play the game. They almost never ask, how much can you actually afford? Instead, they ask, what monthly payment are you comfortable with? Because once you give them a number, they can stretch the loan term until the payment looks small, even if the total cost is huge. That's how people end up with 7-year loans without even realizing what's happening. Leasing is another trap. It feels cheap at first because the payments are lower, but when the lease ends, you don't own anything. You basically paid to rent a depreciating object, and then you start the cycle again with another lease. It's like running on a financial treadmill. You work hard, but never go anywhere. Here's something people don't talk about enough. Car payments limit your freedom. If you lose your job, you still owe the payment. Want to move to a new city? Your payment moves with you. Want to save, invest, or start a business? Good luck if $600 to $1,000 a month is already tied up before you even begin budgeting. I've met people making good money, but still stressing every month because their car eats such a huge chunk of their paycheck. What makes this even crazier is how often people justify buying new cars for tiny benefits. They'll say things like, but it's safer, or it gets better gas mileage, or it has cool features. Meanwhile, the price difference is tens of thousands of dollars. The truth is, modern cars are already super safe. A 5-year-old Toyota or Honda is usually just as reliable as the brand new version, and it costs way less. You don't need the newest, shiniest thing just to get from point A to point B. If you want to build wealth faster, here's the real cheat code. Drive a paid off car as long as you can. Buy reliable used cars. Avoid giant loans. Don't buy a car to impress people. Keep your transportation costs low so you can invest the money you save. That's how people quietly build wealth without making crazy incomes. A car should help you get to school, work, errands, or wherever you want to go, but it shouldn't chain you down financially. A lot of people think being responsible means having a nice car with a nice payment, but the truth is, being responsible is about making choices your future self will thank you for. Imagine what your life would look like if you didn't have a car payment. Imagine having an extra 500, 700, or even $1,000 a month to put into savings or investments. Imagine how much less stressful life would feel without the pressure of a huge loan tied to something that gets worth less every year. That's what financial freedom actually looks like. It's not about being rich, it's about not being trapped. If you've been thinking about upgrading your car soon, take a moment and ask yourself why. Is it because you need to? Or is it because of pressure? Or wanting to impress other people? Or because the dealership made the monthly payment look tempting? If the real answer isn't based on logic, you might be setting yourself up for years of payments that don't actually make your life better. I'm Financial Frank, and if you want more videos that break down money traps and show you how to actually get ahead, make sure to subscribe. Your future self will thank you. I'll see you in the next one.